I am disgusted with the Great Reset stuff. The New World Order stuff was actually not a conspiracy theory. Like, that was also kind of real. And I know that when you say globalists are the problem, you sound like you're some freak, but globalism is the problem. Because America doesn't fit in. We haven't fit in. We've never fit in. We shouldn't fit in. We shouldn't, like...
Why do you want to fit in?
So many people. This just San Francisco anecdote, I guess, but I remember so many people and meeting so many people in San Francisco when I moved here. I moved here like 20 years ago. I remember meeting so many people who they would, there's a lot of wealth and there's a lot of just, it's all upper middle class. I mean, almost all upper middle class, right? And it's a wealthy area, and so they would travel a lot and they would go to, they would go to France and Italy and the UK and come back with fake accents or whatever. And they would all, the general attitude in the Bay Area, and I'm using San Francisco as an example just because San Francisco seems to have things happen to it before the rest of the country. Like we germinate the virus, the mind virus, and
Yes.
then it spreads out from here. So, they came back and their attitudes were always like condescending towards America. Like here, where they made all their money, where they had the freedom to build things and can say what they want to do. Like here, their attitude was always like, well, Europe is more sophisticated. Europe is better. They wanted San Francisco to be like a little Europe. In fact, they used to brag that San Francisco was the most European city in the country. Like San Francisco, it's so European. They love Europe, and Americans don't love Europe. They might want to visit, but Americans hate Europe. We left. We revolted against Europe. Europe sucks. I'm sorry, Europeans. We want free speech. We want the right to bear arms. We want our liberty. That's why we left. Americans don't idolize fucking Europe.
Swear jar.
Sorry.
It's okay. We got through the whole episode.
Sorry, Marie.
That's okay.
I
get it.
This is what I like about many Trump supporters and Trump. They are, regardless of their views on issues, most of them are emotionally American. They like America. That's what we need. We need people who, even if they don't get it, even if they don't get why, they feel that there's something different about America that's different than everywhere else. That's important. That's important. Do I wish that they had got it intellectually and we could sit down and have a conversation about the ideas behind the Bill of Rights? Yes. But barring that, just people who recognize that America is special and different on an emotional level is super valuable, and it's important. Richard Pett says, Americans are revolting. That's what makes them great. Right. I kind of agree, right? Yes, Americans are the bull in the china shop to all of Europe, right? Trump is like just an extrapolation of that. Trump is like the bigger bull in the china shop to all of the deep state. But like Americans are, when I say, I don't like Europe, I mean, I like Europe. I like visiting Europe. And I'm seeing the chats.
You don't like that they, I know. I love Europe
like
too.
visiting Europe.
But he means he likes having protections for individual liberty here. We started the top of the show off with, we have a First and Second Amendment. That's something to be proud of, not something to be embarrassed of, like Richard Stengel.
Yeah, there's a lot of stuff we don't have. We don't have cool old architecture and neat histories and whatever. Like, there's lots of stuff we don't have. We certainly don't have the food that France has. There's lots of things that other countries have that we don't have. But what we do have was the spirit of rugged individualism and liberty. And now we've got a whole class of people in power who really just wish that they were European aristocrats with a bunch of serfs. And most of us are looking at that going, yeah, that's a great idea. I'll be your serf. Plug us into the global network of serfdom. Not me.
Speaking of how we don't have the same historic architecture, we're not as old as some of those countries. And that is definitely something I love about Europe. Mm-hmm. Do you remember that old Eddie Izzard joke where he used to joke about how Americans are so cute with their fascination with vintage. Like, we've restored this hotel to the way it looked 50 years ago. And then he's like, we have castles.
Yeah. They've got
It's true.
they've got like buildings that are like an order of magnitude older than any of our
Yes,
stuff.
but we do. I do get really excited. I'm like, it's vintage. It's from the 1960s.
Yeah. Yeah. I get it. And look, and there's a long tradition and there's a lot of good history in Europe and a lot of great ideas from Europeans. Obviously, like we're descended from people from Europe, but many of us. But I would like to keep America separate from the rest of the world, not in an isolationist sense, but ideologically. And there's no point in having a separate country if we're the same as everyone else in our philosophy and our rules. Like, why have? And they don't want. By the way, they don't want a separate country. The Great Reset. Those people, that mindset, they don't want a separate country. They view the world as like
one big
this is my
country.
dominion and this is your dominion, and we meet at the Bilderberg group and talk about our dominions, and we're going to merge them together and manage our dominions together. That's how they view that. That's how they view us. That's how they view all this. Americans are dangerous, and we should be dangerous. Be dangerous. That's what I want to leave you with today. Go be dangerous. We should be dangerous. Be dangerous to the elite. That's what makes us special.
Think dangerously.
Yeah. Hey, that's a good slogan. Maybe we should use it for some.